This palette does not smell like birthday cake. It smells more like an artificial, chemically vanilla scent. Usually Too Faced is pretty good with these. Hey everybody, it's Jenny. And before I start with today's first impression, I just want to thank everybody that has recently subscribed to my channel, watched my videos, hit the like button, commented. It means a lot to me that you've taken time out of your day to spend some time with me, and I really want to thank you for that. Today I will be doing a first impressions of the Too Faced Then and Now eyeshadow palette. This is from their 20th anniversary collection. It contains 20 eyeshadows. 10 of the eyeshadows are original reformulated eyeshadows from their 1998 collection, and the other 10 are brand new eyeshadows. The first row of this palette has mostly shimmers. It also has a satin up there, and it has a duo pan eyeshadow. The bottom row has mostly metallics, as well as another duo pan eyeshadow, and it also includes 3 mattes. Despite the fact that this palette only contains 3 mattes, that's not necessarily an issue for me because I have a lot of matte eyeshadow palettes that I can play with, but for the purpose of the eye look today, I will be incorporating all 3 of these mattes. The first color I'm going to go in with is Gigi. The first thing I've noticed is that these shades are a little bit powdery, so I would go in with a light hand, but they do seem to be appearing on the eyes pretty smoothly. The next shade I'm going to test is Gretchen, and I'm using a blending brush to blend that out. I'm going to dab some I Can't Even into the outer corner, and then I'm going to blend that out just to see how that performs and if that will darken up the crease or not. I'm adding just a little bit more Gigi to blend that one out. Now for my favorite part, I'm going to go and dip into the metallic-y glittery shade to see how that performs. And if it doesn't perform very well, I have some setting spray as well as some glitter glue. Let's get a little bit of glitter glue onto that lid. So I'm just pressing the glittery shade onto the lid. I will say that I do appreciate the ability to be able to apply these shades with a brush. They're really pretty easy to get onto the brush. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it on camera, but I was actually able to pick up quite a bit on this medium sweeper brush. I realized I forgot to tell you what shade I had just gone into. That was Shady Bitch. Now I'm going to go into Reality Star. Pink and purple is one of my favorite eyeshadow combinations, so I'm crossing my fingers that this one turns out good. I've been using a lot of the shades from the bottom row, so I'm going to go into the top row with Zaza. I'm going to apply that on the inner portion of the lid. It's a pretty shade, but I'm going to go back in with a little bit more of Reality Star to give it a gradient sort of appearance. I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup, then come back to do the lower lash line, as well as show you one of the Too Faced 20th Anniversary Collection lipsticks, show you some brush swatches, and give you my final thoughts. I finished the rest of the makeup aside from a lipstick that I will show you in just a little bit. Let's finish up the lower lash line. I'm going in with Villain over here, and then I'll go into the inner corner with this shade over here. Oohs and ahs. That shade packed on nicely with my shader brush. I like it. I'm just brushing the shade Ooh and All onto the inner portion of the lower lash line. I have the shade TF20 that I'm going to apply on my lips now. That's a very nice, buttery, soft lipstick. I love when lipsticks are buttery soft like this. So I can already tell this isn't the most moisturizing lipstick that I've ever tried, but it does look rather pretty, and I love the glow that it gives. It has a slight purple shift to it. I don't know if that's noticeable on camera, but I can see that in person, and I really like this lipstick. I wish it wasn't limited edition though. Let's get to some brush swatches and I'll give you my final thoughts. The first shade from the first row is Twinkie. I'm going to go back over that one. The next shade is Pixie Dust. Then we have Dirtbag. This one's Rizzo. The shade Zaza. The shade Temper Temper. Here we have the shade Trixie. Next to that is the shade Villain. I'm going to go over that one again. The shade Ice Queen. Last on that row is the shade Ooh and Ah. On to the bottom row, we have the shade Glitter Donut. I'm going to just pat these on here. You will want to use a glitter glue. Normally, I only have primer under here. This is the shade Lost Boys. NSFW. Here's the shade Gretchen. Now we're getting into my favorite shade in the palette, Reality Star. This is the shade I Can't Even. Here's the shade Gigi. This is Shady Bitch. Next to that, there's Chill Out. And finally, we have Ooh La La. Ooh La La does not make me want to say Ooh La La. And those are the shades. Again, for those glitter shades, you'll want to apply those over glitter glue. And for the shimmers, you will want to use a setting spray for the paler shades in here. And we won't even speak of those blacks. Overall, I like this palette. The top row of shimmers, I felt that they were okay. They weren't anything jaw-dropping, but they performed. For the bottom row, I love the metallic-y glitters in here. I thought they were very easy to apply. I could actually apply them with a brush instead of a finger. They weren't super thick, chunky glitters like the pressed glitters. And as for the mattes in here, they were okay. I definitely have better mattes than the ones in here. But they work, they blend, they're pigmented, and I don't really need that many mattes in a palette because I have plenty of mattes to play with in my collection. As for whether or not this palette is worth the $59. If you have a lot of shimmers in your collection already, or you prefer mattes and you don't like glitters, this is going to be a pass for you. However, if you are a fan of Too Faced, you're a collector, you don't mind bulky packaging, then definitely pick this one up. And if you love glitters as much as I do, especially the kind of glitters that are in this particular palette, then you will truly enjoy this palette a lot. But just remember, as always, to use a glitter glue. As always, I hope that this review is helpful, and if you've tried this palette, please let me know in the comments down below. I love hearing from you guys. And until next time, bye.